She's a familiar face on the Food Network. Chef Aarti Sequeira stepped into the industry first with a YouTube cooking show. Then later, she won the next Food Network star. I recently sat down with Aarti to find out about judging the season of Holiday Wars and her brand new book that just might be the perfect Christmas gift. It's the highly competitive show on the Food Network, and Chef Aarti Sequeira is a judge on Holiday Wars. Aarti's joining us now. Aarti, this one looks really competitive.
What these bakers have to do is touch our hearts with nostalgia, with a memory, with an emotion. That's a lot harder of a thing to put your finger on, and these guys did it.
And Aarti, you've been on both sides of competition because years and years ago, you won the next Food Network star, so you know what it's like to be under that kind of pressure.
It was so much pressure. I mean, this is not terrible, but I lost 20 pounds on that show just because of the sheer pressure and the anxiety and the adrenaline rush and dump, of everything. So I really relate, and I hope that makes me a more empathic judge.
Besides all of that, you have just released something very special, not a new cookbook. This is inspiring people to write down their family recipes. It's called My Family Recipe Journal. Tell me a little bit about this.
The idea for this is that when I was young, I do not remember a day that my mom was not writing in her own recipe journal. And the reason that she did it is because her own mother, who was a tremendous whirlwind of a cook, passed away young. And so she never wrote her recipes down. And so she took all of that wisdom with her. And so for my mom and for her siblings, that was a misconnection. And so my mom was like, we're not going to do that this generation round. And then because she did it, I kept my own. So this is my recipe journal back from 1988.
Do you remember your earliest memories of being in your family's kitchen?
My earliest memories of actually cooking something are actually one of the first recipes that's in my recipe journal, which are these little raisin scones, because I was a rather chubby child. And so my mom was like, you may not have cakes and cookies and things like that in the house. And I was like, right, I will learn how to make them. And so that was the first thing that I did, was to make those scones and write down the recipe.
Aarti, you've been really open about your careers. First, you were a journalist, and then later becoming this celebrity chef. But talk about that transition period for a moment. What advice do you have to other people who are sort of sitting in that and really not sure what's next?
During the week, I would work, and on the weekends is when I would work on my passion project, which was my own cooking show that's still on YouTube called Aarti Party. That's how I did it, and I treated that like a real job. So it was seasonal. I had 10 episodes per season. I taught myself how to edit. I was very serious about it. I think if you treat that passion like a job, eventually they'll switch over and you'll be able to do the thing that you love, by God's grace.